Beaumont's Maverick. Let's get dialed in. Hello and welcome to Texas Talkin, the show that annihilates left-wing babble like gasoline and a match on a pile of fire ants. I'm your host, Shiloh Platts, serving up a slice of truth with an iconic cowboy hat and a side of irreverence. Tonight, we're zeroing in on Beaumont, Texas, where a new contender is shaking up the status quo in the Ward 2 City Council race. Meet Joey Hilliard, a man on a mission to rescue his city from the clutches of complacency. Now, Joey isn't your typical politician. After graduating from Westbrook High School, he answered the call of duty by enlisting in the Army's Airborne Division and serving in Desert Storm. Post-military, he founded Hydro Clean Services in 1991 and has been at the helm ever since. This is a guy who knows what it means to lead, to serve, and to get his hands dirty. Literally. But Joey's not just about business. He's been deeply embedded in the community, serving on Beaumont's Board of Adjustments, the Young Men's Business League Board, the PTA, and even coaching Little League baseball and football. He's raised 3 kids in Beaumont and is tired, as so many are, of watching the city he loves lose its luster while surrounding areas flourish. Joey's got a vision, a Beaumont where people don't just live but thrive. So what's Joey's game plan? Well, first up, he's all about supporting the real heroes, our civil servants. While the current city council debates the merits of dog parks, Joey's asking why our firefighters and police officers are overworked and underappreciated. He believes it's time to prioritize those who keep us safe over frivolous expenditures. Next on his list, fiscal responsibility. Joey's scrutinizing the city's spending habits, questioning investments that don't serve the broader community. He wants to ensure that every dollar spent benefits all residents, not just a select few. And here's a breath of fresh air: term limits. Joey's not looking to become a career politician. No, sir. He believes that if you can't make a difference in 3 or 4 terms, maybe it's time to step aside and let some new blood take the reins. We couldn't agree more. It's this kind of humility and commitment to service that's sorely lacking in politics today. Joey's also passionate about community engagement. He wants to give all of Ward 2 a seat at the table, ensuring that residents' voices are heard and their needs addressed. Drawing from his military background, Joey understands the value of teamwork and plans to collaborate with fellow leaders to bring real solutions to the city's challenges. In a political landscape cluttered with career politicians and empty promises, Joey Hilliard stands out as a beacon of hope for Beaumont. He's not running for office to climb the political ladder. He's running to make a tangible difference in the community that he's called home for over 4 decades. Beaumont deserves leadership that's not only effective, but also reflective of the people it serves. With Joey Hilliard, it looks like Ward 2 might get just that. And you don't want to go anywhere, folks, because he joins me next. And joining me now, making his debut appearance on the program, is Beaumont City Council candidate Joey Hilliard. Joey, welcome to Texas Talkin. Thanks for coming on.
Hey, Shiloh, thanks for having me. It's an honor to be here.
Absolutely. Let's get right to it, Mr. Hilliard. What made you decide that you needed to run for city council?
Well, I've been a longtime Beaumont resident, and I felt the need to serve. I didn't like the direction the city was going, and I didn't want to be like my friends and pack up and move out of here. I just couldn't, in good conscience, do that, knowing that I would have an opportunity to try to make a difference. And so, I want to try to make a difference. I want to save this amazing city.
Well, people are moving out, unfortunately, and they're moving out in droves. What do you see as the major problems or challenges that Beaumont faces And how do you plan to solve them as a city councilman?
Well, first and foremost is the schools. I think the city should press the schools harder. I think that education is very important. When people look at moving here, the first thing they look at with kids is the schools. And it shouldn't be that way. And next is crime. How do we combat the rise in crime? And I think I have a good answer for that. With the school systems that have failed our children, we need to give these kids purpose. We need to give them an opportunity. And so that's why I want to enact the civil service exam for anyone with a high school diploma or a GED. Give them a chance to take this test, and if they pass it, let's send them to school and then begin to build our ranks up of the police, fire, EMS, paramedics, and give these kids purpose. And I believe that when you give these kids purpose, you'll see a massive drop in crime.
So that addresses two things then. You're talking about education and crime. In addition to the program you just referenced, what do you think needs to be done to address the prevalent crime problem that we see in Beaumont, it seems, on a daily basis, Joey?
Well, number one, we need to put more boots on the ground. 100%. Something Corey mentioned, which I really like, is teaming up with the Lamar State Police, teaming up with the Sheriff's Department, teaming up with even the Port of Beaumont Police, and finding a way to put, until we have more boots on the ground, utilize the boots that we have. Zena's an amazing lady, and I know she wants to help and has done a very good job. And I would like to team up with them and say, hey, let's put more boots on the ground. Let's make these people feel safer, and let's make the criminals not feel as brazen as they do.
Okay. So, Joey, the $1 million question. What makes you a better candidate in your estimation than incumbent city councilman Mike Getz?
Well, number one, I'm a businessman. I started a business from the ground up. I employed 25 people. So I know what it takes to run a company, to run a business. I've gone through the highs and lows. I've gone without a paycheck to pay my employees. I've learned what rob Peter to pay Paul means. And so, I have a fresh set of eyes. I think that my opponent has had 15 years to try and make a difference. And I believe he's been very controversial. He has a hard time working with other people on the council. And, I think that he's lost sight of the direction this city needs to go. And, if answering your phone is the only thing it takes to be a councilman, that's something I can do too. But I want to make a difference. I want to be on the ground. I want to make us fiscally responsible. I want to empower our youth. I want to work with everyone, no matter where you're from. I want to be able to work to make this a better place.
Joey, where can people go, my viewers, if they want to learn more about you or help you in these last remaining days of the campaign?
Well, we have a Facebook page. Joey4ward2.com is our website, and then Joey4ward2 on Facebook. And you can learn about some of the ideas that I have, some of the directions I want to go with the city. And, something that I would like to touch on too is making Beaumont a business-friendly city. Right now we're not a business-friendly city. I want to turn the open sign on in this city. I want to reward entrepreneurs with tax incentives or grants and say, hey, the city wants you to do good. The city wants you to be a part of our growing and amazing place.
Well, I appreciate what you're doing out there, Joey. I want to wish you the best of luck. The election's right around the corner. Early voting starts in just over a week. So may God bless you, and may God continue to bless the great state of Texas. Thank you for helping us keep Texas talking.
Amen. Thank you, Shiloh.
You bet.
Stay dialed in to interviews and content just like this by clicking that follow button on my Facebook page, or hit the subscribe button to learn more about exclusive access that you won't want to miss.